This is Cynthia with another Girl Accent video. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all things that celebrate the loyalty, the commitment, the support of the sisterhood. We also talk about a little bit of empowerment, and I sprinkle in a little bit of drink and food from time to time. So today's video, I'm going to talk about leftovers, especially since we just had a holiday yesterday. We just celebrated Labor Day, and I want to talk about leftovers. And y'all know how, the next day, for some reason, those leftovers are extra good. I guess it's all that, putting them in the refrigerator and the seasonings just marinating. And so the next day we have leftovers. And so, I, for one, love leftovers. And so today I want to kind of flip it. I want to talk about leftovers from another angle. And so the analogy that I want to use is like a storm. So you know how it is whenever there's a storm, the aftermath. So you'll see branches snapped into, you'll see wires from the light pole down. You may see shingles from the roof scattered all throughout the street. And so the next day you'll see city workers. They'll come out and they'll assess the damage, right? They come out to see what kind of repairs are needed. They come out to see how many workers they need. They come out to see what type of equipment. And so you notice when they come out the next day to repair the damage. Okay, so when they're repairing the roof, they're not replacing the whole roof, right? They're just replacing the shingles that were blown off by the storm. Okay, same thing with the light pole. All right, they're not removing all the wiring. They're just replacing the wires that are no longer any good. So they're using what's left over to work with to make their repairs. And so the same thing can be said in our own life situations, okay? So whatever heartache we've had, whatever setback we had, whatever health issues we had, we see that there's leftovers that can be utilized. So we could see that whatever the leftovers, whatever the residuals, whatever those setbacks, we can use those to restore our situation, okay? And so the same thing with leftovers. We have leftovers. We may have like some potato salad left. We may have, some macaroni and cheese left. And so we have just enough, but then we realize, you know what, we need to add something to it to stretch it, right? So we use our leftovers to stretch what we have so that we can make an entire meal out of it. Same way with the situation in your life. We could take those residuals, whatever, like I said, heartaches, setbacks, we could take those leftovers, right? And we can use them to restore our situation. And this kind of reminded me, of a couple of situations, in my own life. And so I'm just sharing this with you, and not so much just sharing it with you, but I'm also reminding myself, okay? And so I remember a time when I had started, when I had self-published my first book, okay? And I had 350 copies printed. So during my book signing, I had planned to sell 150. Okay, so I only sold like 100, right? And so as time went on, I began to, get the word out. I began to go on book tours, and I really wasn't selling the number of books that I really wanted to, okay? And so I got a little discouraged, and I said, okay, you know what? Maybe this self-publishing thing is not for me, right? So, but, the leftovers that I gleaned from my self-publishing my own book, what I learned and the leftovers that, I used to stretch myself was the fact that I started giving my books out free, right? And people started emailing me, and they started calling me, and they were encouraging me, letting me know that, hey, Cynthia, I read your book, and I really enjoyed it. That hit home for me. That kind of, was right what I needed at that particular time. And so that encouraged me. And then I could think of another setback that I had, and that was when I started my own cupcake business called Couture Cupcakes. Okay, and everything was going well. You know, I was making the cupcakes. I mean, I was delivering the cupcakes. I mean, I was a one-woman show with these cupcakes, and it started to be too much, you know, because, having to deliver the cupcakes, make the cupcakes, all of that, I started, thinking, you know what, I really need a brick and mortar place. But then I got so discouraged because, again, I couldn't get the funding that I needed, right? And excuse me, so I said, well, maybe these, this cupcake thing is not for me. But you know what? There was leftovers there. Even though I decided, you know what, there was a little failure for me, but to me, it was success in that failure, right? Because the leftovers from my cupcake business, caused my coordinating skills. It increased and it enhanced, my event planning, my organizational skills. And I was able to turn that into, showcasing events at my house, having gatherings at my house, understanding the importance of presentation, understanding the importance of those details. And so that shifted me and allowed me to develop in other areas. And so I said all that to say, don't throw out your leftovers. You can use those leftovers. You can use those life lessons to restore whatever those heartaches, setbacks that you had in relationships that didn't work out. Anything that you tried, any goals that you tried and maybe you didn't succeed and everything didn't come out the way you had planned. Learn from those life lessons. It's a way of preparing yourself because now you know your leftovers are good because they've been well seasoned. Those lessons are your seasoning. You can prepare for a better outcome. You can use those leftovers to stretch yourself in the next situation, stretch yourself in the next relationship, okay? And so that the seasonings from those leftovers are just going to increase, enhance, and restore whatever it is you felt like you were getting ready to throw out. Don't throw it out, y'all. Learn from your leftovers. I promise you, they'll take you a long way. They'll stretch you. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope that you have some leftovers in your life. If you don't mind sharing in the comment section, please go ahead and let me know about the leftovers in your life, how you utilize them, how they stretched you, how you made something out of nothing, okay? How you stretched your meal, how you stretched your situation to come out smelling like pure gold. Okay, until next time, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I sure appreciate it. Till next time.